The worst bankrupt person in this world is a person who has no more enthusiasm. We must be enthusiastic about change. We are living in a borderless world where changes is going on, moving on all the time. Competition is turbulence. Too many people resist change. Too few embrace changes. And we must truly find ways and means to improve. If you do not innovate or create, you will evaporate. We have got to inject in as much ideas as we can. Ideas is the fuel that drives the vehicle called change. In fact, Third World War has occurred years ago. The Third World War here means business is war. And many companies, many countries have suffered severely because of this war called business is war. It is already happening. We have got to make that difference. We have got to bridge the gap between here and where we should be in order to thrive, if not survive, in this intensely competitive world. We are what we think. All that we are arises from our thoughts. Our thoughts create our world. In the Kung Fu of business management, there are three key areas that we must think about, reflect on. The first is invasive. You must have invasive strategies before you can set off to procure the lion's share of the market. What sort of strategies do you have right now? What are you applying right now to procure more business? Do you have any strategies in the first place? Very importantly, we must design new strategies from time to time as the economic landscape changes. Globalization is coming in more strongly now than ever before. We truly must have more strategies. The next powerful keyword is aggressive. Aggressive tactics. Strategies without tactics will be a waste. Gone with the wind. Tactics must support strategies. Tactics are the mechanics of action for strategies to realize its potential. What sort of tactics are you using to support your business strategies, your marketing strategies? And the third keyword is leveraging. As in the scene here, you can see, even a lady could topple a man twice the size. She used the art of leveraging, canting, hitting at the right place, where even a big man will feel the pain. Leveraging can give you more results. With little application of strength, you can actually achieve much more. The impact is much more powerful when you know how to leverage through the application of your strategies and your tactics. So bear in mind these three great criteria for success: invasive strategies, aggressive tactics, and leveraging. Okinawa is the birthplace of karate. That is a story about three Okinawans who are great karatekas. One is an expert with the hands. The power of his hands, his fist, is miraculous. He can punch 10 bricks with one blow and all will be smashed. He could hit a tree with his hands and the tree will shake and vibrate. The leaves and branches will drop, including the fruits. He is that powerful with his hands. Another of the Okinawans is powerful with his legs. His legs is powerful. His kick is impactful. When he kick a coconut tree, they said, even the coconuts will fall off the tree. He is that powerful with his legs. The other Okinawan is not so popular. He is not a specialist in any of the areas of the hands and legs, but his techniques cover every area. When they walk down the streets of Okinawa in the village, the villagers will applaud and clap hands mostly for the two of them, not the third guy. And one day, a ship came. The captain is a kung fu expert from China, Shanghai. He loves martial art and he will challenge anybody to the death, if possible, to find out the strength of his martial arts. When he landed in Okinawa, he inquired and found out and discovered there were 3 experts, and he challenged them 1-to-1 to a duel to the death. The challenge was on with the first karateka, the one expert with the hands. The fight was on. The captain killed the first karateka within a minute. That first karateka can only fight within the inner circle, as far as the hands can reach. But the captain could use various techniques in a very expert way, which is why he won. Time, place, and date was set to fight with the next karateka, the one who's powerful with the legs. In less than a minute, his leg was broken. The captain broke his neck. The next fight was on, and all the villagers thought the third guy will die even sooner. They were supposed to fight in a hill in the morning at 6 a.m. The captain went up there at 5 a.m., warmed up to get ready. When he was there, it was dark. There was a heavy storm coming by. The wind was blowing like there was a demon in the air. The shadows was moving, and the captain sensed there could be a demon in the dark mist. The truth was, the third karateka was there at 2 a.m. in the morning. He was studying the area where the fight will be carried out. He studied the environment. He has also observed how the captain fought and killed his 2 comrades. He has done his homework. When the time for the fight was on, he appeared from the shadows and from the mist like a demon. And the fight went on. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And finally, the captain was subdued, thrown to the ground. His hands was at his throat. But he did not kill the Chinese captain. He forgave him. Forgiveness is a powerful quality of the martial art practitioner. Forgiveness. There are 3 ways to forgive. One is to forgive yourself for all the wrongs you have done to yourself. Next is to forgive yourself for all the wrongs you have done to others. And third is to forgive others for all the wrongs they have done to you. Forgiveness. And so the captain's life was spared. Now, what did we learn from this story? We learned that you got to be prepared. Luck only comes to those who are well prepared. Luck don't just come to you. You must be well prepared. And the third karateka was well prepared. He has done his competitors' analysis. He has done the environmental analysis. Similarly, when you apply this into business, into management, when you apply this principle, you will win, just like the third karateka has won, without a doubt. The concept of the bow and arrow. This is a powerful concept to consider in the world of strategic business planning. The arrow, the tip represents the sales force. The shaft and the tail represent marketing. Marketing is everything about business development, products, price, place, promotion, research and development, market analysis, and so forth. Without marketing support, sales, the tip, will not be on target. And similarly, let's look at the bow. The bow here represents every department, whether it's IT, accounts, human resource, all departments in an organization. Without a powerful bow, the arrow will not travel far. It will not be accurate when it strikes out at the marketplace. So the bow will give that kind of impetus to help marketing and sales establish the momentum to procure that much more sales. This then is a powerful concept for those who wish to be business warriors. The principle of the sword. The handle of the sword represents aptitude, the faculty of learning. Are you a learning person? Either you're ripe and rotting, or you are green and growing. In the course of life, we must continue to acquire more knowledge and be a learning, growing person. Without the acquisition of knowledge from time to time, we can never sustain the balance for success. The blade is the faculty of action, attitude. You are what you think, and results come from your thoughts. Action is required. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only power when it is put into action. So are you active in the faculty of action? The tip of the sword represents progress, the faculty of advancement. Are you moving forward every day, every month, every year? If not, review the way you manage your life, in the way you manage your business. And the shield and the sword represent the deflector, deflecting bad ideas, bad habits, bad influences that come to you from time to time in your life. Do not allow negativities to come into your mind. Negatives are the worst thief in this world. So to seek balance, we must realize the importance of the faculty of action, the faculty of learning, and the faculty of advancement. Here, there was a Ronin. A Ronin is a samurai without a lord. He left the employment of his lord because he wants to have a life of his own. He has himself a sweetheart, and they set out into the jungle to build their own home. The samurai went out in the forest to chop bamboo trees and all other trees that he could use to build a home. At first, he could chop easily 10 trees a day. After about 10 days of chopping, he could only chop 2 trees a day. He came back complaining, and his wife said, "Go and sharpen your sword." His reply was, "I do not have the time to sharpen the sword." And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. People do not make time to sharpen their attitude, sharpen their skills and know-how in the way of their professional duties. Make time to sharpen your skills every day if you wish to be competitive in the way you perform your work, your duties. These are words for those who wish to be a business warrior. Competition is taking place, and more intensely now with globalization. Competitors are moving in fast with different aggressive strategies. And we must realize the fact that whatever the threat, whatever the strategy applied by the competitors, there are various ways to neutralize those strategies. Just as in the martial arts, different form of aggression calls for different techniques to neutralize the risk of being injured, the risk of losing competitiveness, closing down the business and retrenchment. We must therefore think out of the box, move from darkness to light, and realize that there are various solutions to different kinds of problems. The martial art has demonstrated this. Different aggression, different threats calls for different counter strategies and counter attack in order that we can maintain steadfast in a world of competitive turbulence. Many people are successful because they are very determined. And there are some people who are mediocre, average performers. And they become very successful as well, just because they don't know when to quit. Knowing is the basis of power. Applying what you know gives you power. Gravity cannot affect you when you have the power to uplift yourself to a higher level. Gravity. Everything is subject to gravity. Look at this here. Gravity is all powerful. Newton's law, what goes up must come down. But then again, when you have the power to apply what you have learned, it will not fall out. No water, no knowledge that goes into you, into your mind, will fall out when you have applied it, know it, and have the passion to continue in the journey of success. Direction. The direction in life depends on the information we gather. How much information do you have in relation to your mission, what you intend to achieve? Let us take this pack of cards, for example. It's like your brain. And every shuffle, every movement of cards represents information going in to your brain. For example, shuffling the card downwards any number of times. Keep on staggering. Information intake is always going in. If we are always aware of what's happening and taking in information like this, finally, we sort out the information. And then we apply action. And then you get perfect results. The results come in smoothly when you've all the information in place. You can never go wrong when you have information. Result can be immense if you have the right info, the right skills to apply it as well. The difference is there. Too many people assume they know all when they've acquired only some information. So this session here reflects the fact that we must continuously acquire information for action. You can't go wrong. Man is the only creature that strives for the impossible, yearns to surpass himself. Man will always want to achieve much more in life. And man must be flexible, like the nunchaku. Flexibility can break through a lot of barriers and bring in the kind of results that can easily be achieved. We must learn to be flexible like this nunchaku here. Flexibility. Able to move in any direction. Whether it's use a block as tool or flip out, swing, switch from hand to hand. It is very flexible. To be flexible, we must learn to be versatile. Versatility is another very important ingredient for success. How versatile are you? Can you perform in different areas, different tasks, take on different responsibilities? Have you acquired a kind of skills, knowledge to apply them in all areas? Or are you just dead set with one skill in one area only. If that's the way it is, you can't go far in your life. So therefore, believe in the principle of the nunchaku. Be flexible. Blessed are the cracked that let in more light, so that we can move from darkness to light and from light to more light. Life is not in finding oneself. Life is the journey of creating oneself. To be successful, we need to seek balance. Just as the balance of nature, we must have the internal balance: body, mind, heart, and spirit. As shown in the world of Tai Chi, in the world of martial arts, balance is important. Without balance, we can never be able to find ourselves agreeable with the word success. Balance. Reflect again and again about your life so that you can find the way of your balance, which is of your own choice, based on your own strength and the opportunities out there ready for you. And you can make that difference. That's a story of a great, renowned samurai who has got 3 sons, very powerful in the way of the martial arts. These 3 sons are well known throughout the land. This great samurai has a brother, and he paid a visit. And he said, "May I try the skills of your 3 sons?" And the father ordered the servant to summon for one of the sons to turn up. When the son opened the door, that uncle pulled the bow and an arrow sharply pointed at the neck. And the arrow shot the moment the door opened. And the son was able to catch the arrow. And he took bow to the father and the uncle. And they chatted. And he went off. The father summoned for the second son. The second son appeared. When the door opened, the uncle this time shot 2 arrows, one at the heart and one at the throat. That son could catch both arrows. And he bowed to the father and uncle, and they chatted. The last round, the third son was summoned to appear before the father and the uncle. The door was never opened. It was quiet half an hour, 45 minutes, and so on. And the father ordered the servant to appear again. He said, "Where is my other son?" The servant replied, "He appeared before you the minute I told him that you require to see him. He is seated right behind you all this while." They turned around and saw the son seated there all that while, waiting to be spoken to. Now this is the way of the martial art, not just showing off how much you know. There are times you need to use passive techniques. You can win people without showing your physical strength. This is a power of the martial art that we must analyze and use it in a way of doing business. Humility is strength. The power in us will be reflected if we are skillful on the one hand and humble on the other hand. These are the words for those who wish to be business warriors. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the judgment that there is something more important than fear. And every time we plan our business, plan our life, we fear that we may fail. Then again, if we look at fear from the face value, we will turn around and dash off, frightened by the fear. But fear should be taken as something more powerful, something that will make you perform even better. When you fear, you are more prepared. When you fear, you add more force, impact into what you do. Just as in breaking the boards, fear that you may injure yourself, injure your hand, injure your legs. But when you focus and for fear that you may not succeed, and for fear that you may be injured, the force is more powerful. You call upon your inner strength and you can perform much better. There is one word that pulls people backwards. It is called complacency. Complacency simply means self-belief system. You believe you're happy when you're not. Deep inside you, you are not happy at all, but you act as if you are happy. You act as if you have all that you need in this life when you don't. Complacency is one area that we must break. Break away from this word called complacency and strive for better things in life. Do not suffer from psychosclerosis. Psychosclerosis means hardening of the attitude. Die, never want to change. Erase this word complacency from your life. Another powerful drawback in our life is the word called fear. Why must the fear of flying begins with the fear of falling? Why must the fear of trying begins with the fear of failure? We must break away from this word called failure. Throw this word out of your life. Overcome all your fear and you will begin to take soar. Confidence is not in the absence of fear. It is in the presence of fear. Which is why a lot of people retract and disappear when they are frightened, whilst very few keep on trying, persevere in what they do. There is fear in everything that we do. Overcome all these fears. Stay focused and you will achieve in whatever you do. There are so much challenges in this world, in the world of business. Why not confront your fears? When you do that, you will move to greater heights. Throughout this video, I hope I have demonstrated the various angles that one should look at. There are no fixed rules and aligned principles to achieve success. It's up to you to be realistic. It's up to you to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And finally, it is up to you to come up with a winning formula to make the difference in your life. This video merely demonstrates various martial art principles and philosophy. You have to look within you and realize what you must do in order to be able to realize success both in business and in your life. I thank you very much.